Hello, welcome back. I'm Nate Guadani, the founder of Bo Yoga. I get the question all the time, what is the best bow staff in the world? What is the best bow staff that I should get? All right, so the answer is, it depends. So it depends on what you're trying to do with your bow staff. Are you using it for martial arts? Are you using it for yoga? Are you using it to get something off of a high shelf? Depends on what you're trying to do with it. So I'm going to take you through a few of the common bow staffs that you can find out there in the world, and I'm going to compare and contrast them also, particularly if you're going to use them for yoga. Why you might want to consider the Bo Yoga staff, because it's been designed for all the things that you want to do in yoga with a staff. All right, so let's take a look. We'll take you down the line. Now, first of all, the traditional question I get all the time is, why don't I just use a broomstick? So you could use a broomstick. You can go to Home Depot and get a wooden dowel or a broomstick or a curtain rod, and you can do a lot of things with it. In fact, my first bow staff that I used in martial arts was basically just a curtain rod, and it worked just fine. I think it's maple, it's a hardwood. You can do it for martial arts. So if you're gonna be practicing your spins and your strikes and all that fun stuff, this hardwood is gonna work fine. However, not great indoors, because one wrong move, bam, and you've got a big hole in your drywall, or you've broken that priceless Ming vase near the staircase, or you've hurt yourself or somebody else. So make sure to do this in a studio or outside or on the porch. Hardwood is not a great thing to be swinging around in the house. Okay, so the same thing, if you're going to try to use this for yoga, the stiffness and the hardness is actually a liability. There's no forgiveness. If you're going to be pressing this against your body, if you're going to be stretching with it, you're going to have some problems. So it also can slide. Wood does not have great traction. So if you're on hardwood floor, if you're on tile or linoleum, you're going to want to put some rubber tips on the end of that if you're going to try to balance or do any kind of yoga poses with your wooden staff. So the next one is bamboo. I also love bamboo for martial arts. It's fun, it's light, it's cheap, it's natural. Couple of problems though. If you're going to be hitting anything with it, it's going to break and splinter and cut you. The knobs make it hard to slide if you're doing any strikes. The sliding, there's no forgiveness on your body. So if you're doing this with yoga, it's not going to feel so good against your skin. So there's some real downsides to bamboo as well, in particular if you're going to do it with yoga. Not my recommendation. You've got fiberglass. So this one is light, strong. If you're going to be doing martial arts and spins and strikes and kicking ass, the fiberglass is great. Same problem with wood though. Don't do it indoors. You will break things or yourself. So take it outside with your fiberglass, and not a great yoga prop either. There's just no bending. There's no forgiveness. It's too hard. It's slippery. It's just not going to work well for yoga. Now you're going to see out there this product, the Stick Mobility Staff. And these are great. These are good for a lot of things. You can use it for balance. So it's got that rubber traction tip that you can use it to balance. It has a little bit of give to it. So I like that. It's a little bit flexible. It's not as flexible as the Bo Yoga staff. So it's not going to give you as much comfort or as ease as you might want. And also the padding isn't there. So it's going to be hard on your body. If you're pressing it into your body, it's not going to be as comfortable as the Bo Yoga staff, which has a nice layer of padding on it. But if you are trying to do more heavy lifting, if you're into CrossFit and you're really strong and you're used to just pushing a lot of weight around and you do a lot of resistance training, the Stick Mobility is actually stronger and more durable. It's going to be more rigid and it's going to bear a lot more weight than the Bo Yoga staff. So if I were to use this in weightlifting or for conditioning with athletes, this might work better if you're going to be putting a lot of weight into it, if you're going to be loading it quite a bit. This is going to actually work better. Okay. And there's one more product out there called the Zajax stick, and it's basically a big old heavy metal pipe with traction, like rubber traction tips on the end. And it's really hardcore and badass. So they're doing stuff like full body weight, you know, kind of pressing into it. They're doing some pretty cool stuff. Again, this is for, you know, weightlifting, hardcore athletes, people who are looking for a lot of resistance and they need something really strong and durable. This will work just fine. It's heavy. It's going to be a little more expensive. I think it's around $100 or so, but it's going to last longer than you know, it's going to last forever. So good tool if you want to do exercise. For yoga, not so much. It's 5.5 pounds is really heavy. If you're going to be trying to do any stretching with it, using it for balance, it's going to be really cumbersome and kind of bulky. So the Bo Yoga staff, as you can see, we have 3 sizes. The 4-footer, good for if you're practicing your spins and if you're practicing your martial arts indoors. This is really nice because it's small enough. You can practice all your moves, but you're not going to be hitting yourself or breaking things, and it's padded and light. Even if you hit that into the wall, it's not going to break a hole into the wall. If you hit your knee, you're not going to break yourself. All right, so this is good for martial arts. For yoga, it'll work for balance. It's not going to work great for all the yoga poses. It's too short for your triangle. You might be able to get away with a half moon, but it's really not ideal for all the yoga poses. The 6-footer is a little bit longer, and this is nice if you are tall, if you need that extra flex, if you have tight shoulders, you're going to want that 6-footer because it's more comfortable, it's more padded. If you need that extra room to really stretch into it, the 6-footer is your best friend if you're going to do yoga. For martial arts, again, a little bit longer, it's padded. These are often used as practice staves so that if you don't want to hit somebody, if you're sparring and you don't want to hurt them or yourself, the padding and the lightness makes this a lot more comfortable. And finally, the most popular Bo Yoga staff is the 5-footer. And this is lightweight, flexible, padded, has traction tips. So you're going to be able to use this for stretching, for alignment, for balance, and you're going to be able to use it for all kinds of things in your yoga practice, indoors or outdoors. All right, so there's the full array of different Bo staffs that you might use for martial arts, for yoga, for all kinds of different things. So which is the best one? It depends. All right, so I hope that you enjoyed, hope it was helpful. If you do want to pick up a Bo Yoga staff, go to boyoga.com. You can get the 4, 5, or the 6-footer. You can get it with a package. We also do classes and teacher trainings. I can show you how you can incorporate it into your yoga class to make it safer, more accessible, and more enjoyable. All right, thanks so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions. See you next time.